Hey there, guys. Welcome back. We have another workshop for you today. The workshop is employment prep and practices for high school students. So, if you're ready, we'll go ahead and get the show on the road. The course objectives for today: one, discuss employment documents and why they are important. Two, to discuss the applicant tracking system. We referenced that in a previous class. So we're going to talk about that a little bit more. And three, discuss how to write a resume and apply for a job with little or no experience. So first, what are considered employment documents? You've already heard of these, but there is the cover letter / application letter. There is the resume, and then there's the references. You should have a list of references. We covered that in a previous course as well. If you haven't learned about what references are or a resume is or cover letter, then you can probably review it on a prior presentation that we gave you. So why do you need employment documents? Well, first off, they are required by practically every employer out there. These documents show what you can offer to an employer in a very short and consistent form. And three, it allows applicants to be sorted by either a hiring professional manager or a applicant tracking system. So we'll pose a quick question to you real quick. True or false? It takes a hiring manager around 5 minutes to review your resume. I'll give you a second. I know this is pre-recorded, so you're probably thinking about it, mulling it over, decisions. Well, if you said true, you are absolutely wrong. It's actually false. The average recruiter or hiring manager only spends about 6 seconds reading a resume. No joke, yeah, 6 seconds. So it's not a lot of time to make an impression. So let's kind of get going. Typically, people at that point ask, where do I start? So it's important for you to select the best resume format that works the best for you. There are 3 resume formats that we speak about that we are going to kind of give you the options to choose from. There's the reverse chronological, the functional skill based, and the combination or hybrid. Okay. So to give you a little more information on what they are, I have a brief video to show you guys. So then start the video and then we will pop back in right afterwards. Here we go. 3, 2, 1.
Choosing the right resume format is a critical part of building a great resume, which is why we're here to help you find the format that works best for you. The most common format is the chronological resume. This format lists your work history from your current or most recent job to your next most recent job, and so on. Each entry includes your job title, company name, and dates of employment, along with your tasks and achievements. This format is a great all-around choice for most job seekers. It's clear, reliable, and popular with employers. Another format is the functional resume, also known as a skills-based resume. This format highlights your skills, tasks, and job titles without revealing the dates of your job history. It's important to note that many hiring managers do not like this format because they can't use it to gauge your longevity or how recently you've used certain skills. Nevertheless, the functional resume may work well if you are changing careers or if you have gaps in your employment history. However, if you take the functional resume and add dates to the job history, then you have the much more popular combination resume. The combination resume combines the 2 previous formats by listing job skills and experience while also providing dates of employment. This format works well for many types of job seekers, such as those who have a diverse skill set, are trying to change careers, or have a steady work history. Employers like this format because it focuses on skills and experience while providing a clear timeline of your job history. Choosing the right format is a big part of making your resume effective, so take the time to find the type that presents you in the best light possible.
Goodwill Community Foundation, creating opportunities for a better life.
I All right, guys. So as always, give the free plug to the gcflearnfree.org. It's an amazing website, especially for helping you get your resume and cover letter put together. So definitely suggest that you check out gcflearnfree.org. So we're going to drill a little bit further into the different type of resume formats. So here we go, beginning with reverse chronological resume. The reverse chronological resume is the most common and traditional type of resume. With this resume format, you list your relevant work experience in reverse chronological order, beginning with your most recent position and then proceeding backwards. This format is best for job seekers who have a steady employment history or previous employment related to the position being sought. It includes job titles, dates of employment, a description of the employment span, and then a span of terms related to accomplishments and measurable tasks. Next is the functional or skills-based resume. This resume is the one that's going to group applicable skills into functional skill categories. It's going to highlight applicable skills and experience without revealing a lapse in employment. It works best for those who are job seekers who maybe have gaps in their employment history, little to no work experience, or if they are looking to or have recently changed careers. And then there is the hybrid or combination resume. This combines the functional and the chronological formats together. It includes functional skill categories, but also lists the dates of previous employments. This format works well for job seekers who are who have obtained the skills from seemingly unrelated industries or jobs. They want to highlight what their education is. They look to use transferable skills in a new career, and they have a steady work history. So we're going to break this down a little bit further into the sections of a resume. First off, you're going to have your contact information, which is going to be your name, your address, your email, your phone number, maybe even your LinkedIn URL. Next is going to be your professional summary. In this section, you are going to describe who you are and a very short summary description of your experience, your skills. Use keywords related to the job in which you are applying in the professional summary. Next is you're going to list your experience. So if you're using the reverse chronological format, be sure to include work experience, job title, dates of employment. If you're using a functional or skill-based resume, you make sure that you are, or the combination resume, be sure to include your experience into, or put them into functional skill categories. Next is going to be your technical skills. If you have any specific skills that relate to the job in which you are applying for, be sure to list them in this section. Include both hard skills and soft skills. Achievements and honors. So if you've ever been awarded anything, any sort of achievement or award you've been given at work that you can show off your skills, use this section to showcase them. Leadership skills, maybe employee of the month, best attendance, anything like that that you may have given, most safe employee, stuff like that is where that kind of goes into play. And then there is the certification and licensure section. So if the job you're applying for requires any sort of certifications or license, be sure to list any and all valid and relevant information there. This is where you might you might list in a first aid certification, CPR, AED certified, maybe OSHA training, any sort of safe serve training if you ever worked in the food industry, anything like that, and also when the certifications expire, so they know where you are. If you had it in the past and it's expired but it's recent, it's not bad to list them because they might be one of those things that they know that you've got it before. They will kind of consider you that you have it now. They'll just get you recertified in that area. Next, we're going to get into the cover letter and application letter. So a cover letter can make a good impression on a prospective employer, and it's an excellent way to show the employer why you are such a strong candidate for the job. Resumes are helpful for giving an overview of your career, but a cover letter can tell the story about specific relevant experience. Many careers experts definitely agree that sending a cover letter is almost always the best decision. So it's a good decision, something you should be doing In the world of automated applications, a well-written cover letter gives you the opportunity to show a personal side and demonstrate why hiring you is the smartest move. And it's a way to stand out among hundreds of other possible candidates. So why are cover letters so important? If you're a teen who maybe has very little to no work experience, finding a job might seem very challenging. However, if you can create a well-written cover letter, this is a perfect way for you to convince employers that you are worth hiring, taking a chance, even though you don't have a ton of experience. Also, a great cover letter highlights your work ethic, your passion, and the valuable skills that you've acquired from other real life experience, such as school courses, extracurricular activities like sports, teamwork, that kind of stuff, or if you've ever done any sort of volunteer work. So again, back to where do I start? Just like the resumes, you want to highlight your high school student skills. Use your cover letter to showcase any relevant skills that shows employers that you are a great fit for the job in which you're applying for. And despite limited work experience, there are a variety of skills that many high school students have that are still considered to be valuable to employers. So some tips on writing an impactful intro or introduction paragraph. One, show your enthusiasm for the company or the role that you're applying for. Two, lead with an impressive achievement that highlights the skills that are essential to the job. Three, research the company to show that you have initiative, but be strategic with how you incorporate this information in your cover letter. You can position your talents in alignment with their long-term goals or bring up any sort of recent news and connect that back to why you are interested in working for the company. So some steps to writing a cover letter. Step number one, open with a strong introduction, right? So understanding how to write an attention-grabbing cover letter introduction is especially important for job seekers with little to no experience. Since you don't have much work experience to highlight, crafting a strong introduction is the best way to give employers the best sense of your passion and how you can contribute to their organization. Step two, show your passion for the industry. Employers want to hire someone who's going to be genuinely excited to be there. People who are passionate about their jobs are more likely to have a positive attitude, stronger work ethic, and to the benefit of the employer, a enhanced level of productivity. Some other ways that you can show that you are passionate on a cover letter. Show your enthusiasm for the role with a professional but personal tone. Don't just say that you're interested in the job, explain why you are interested. And three, connect with a personal passion to the job to prove that you're committed to making an impact. For example, if you're applying for a tutoring position, you can talk about how you've had such a wonderful time tutoring during your childhood, or you had such a wonderful tutor during your own childhood who supported your academic growth in elementary, middle school, wherever, and how you want to do the same thing for someone else now. All right, the kind of layout of a cover letter is pretty simple. Essentially, there's kind of 6 sections that you want to cover. There's the heading, which is on top of the screen there. Unfortunately, it's cut off. 2, there's the salutation. 3, opening paragraph. 4, middle paragraph. 5, closing paragraph. And 6, complimentary close and signature. Covered this in another workshop, so we're not going to go over this too long. Now, to lay this out a little bit more, though, to get into some specifics. First, you want to begin your cover letter with a date, okay? Then add the employer's title and contact information. It should be in block style on the left margin of your paper at the top. Include a specific name, if you can, that your letter is to get to. And then if you're applying for an advertised position that doesn't give a name to contact, call the company and ask them for the department manager's name or the hiring manager's name. Next is your own name if you get that information, at that point you want to list their name, their title, address, phone number, and email that you're able to get of that person so they know exactly who it is you're reaching out to. Then you're going to put your name, your address, your phone number, email, or LinkedIn URL. Okay. Now, Again, including a specific name can get your letter and resume to the hiring manager more quickly. Can actually show that you're kind of taking a little bit more effort to get a personal touch, or to take it a personal touch or a personal approach to this. If you're applying for a advertised position that does not give a name to contact, again, there's nothing wrong with reaching out and asking. Okay. Now, getting to the salutation, choose the appropriate way to address the contact person. For example, dear Mr. Johns, if it's a man's name that's a contact. Dear Miss Smith, if it's a woman, or dear prospective employer, dear hiring manager, if there isn't a contact name or if you weren't able to find one. Now, the opening paragraph, right? This one says, "Hi, my name is blank. I'm a graduating senior at Heritage High School. I saw your posting for the blank role on Indeed and was immediately compelled to apply. My academic and career goals align with the internship stated objectives, and I am confident that I have the right skills for the job." So in the opening paragraph, tell about how you learned about the position. You may, for example, know about the job through classifieds, or through a website, or through some sort of mailing, or from an internet search, or maybe you were referred by someone that's a friend or a family or a current employee. I just explained how it was that you came to be applying for this position. Next is going to be what they call the middle paragraph, or it could be paragraphs. In this paragraph, you're going to give a summary of your background and critical skills, hard skills that make you qualified for the position. Okay. Now, if you happen to have a second, I didn't mean to click that. You happen to have a second middle paragraph. This is where you're going to list your persuasive skills or your soft skills as well. Okay. If you are able to list out hard and soft skills, it only helps you. It will not hurt you. Next is going to be the closing paragraph. At the end of the letter, talk about your availability for the job. Talk about where you can be contacted and when you are going to contact them for an appointment to further discuss the application. If you do not have a contact name, you may want to simply indicate your anticipation for a response of that person. So just be aware that you may have to be a little savvy on that. And also be sure to always thank the person for whom you're writing this for, and to thank them for the time and consideration of your application. Okay. Now, there's a lot more to consider, guys. So we're not done here. All right. Other considerations, starting here with error prevention. You want to follow instructions in the employment ads or recruitment directions. So they say apply through a website, apply through a specific portal. Make sure that you do that. They give a specific code that they want you to reference. Just be aware, be cognizant, read through what the directions are. Again, be sure to proofread. Look for any sort of spelling and formatting errors, and make sure that the person that you're sending it to, their company name, their title, that all the information is spelled correctly, both on the cover letter and even on the envelope. If you happen to mail, kind of old school way, but happen to mail the the letter to them. Then proofread it again, and then probably proofread it one more time. Have another person proofread it. Have your neighbor, your sister, your brother, whoever to proofread it. Just be sure that there are no errors of fact. In other words, make sure everything that you put on there is absolutely true. Be sure to sign it in either blue or black, as you saw in the video previously. Don't use any sort of gel pens or fancy things like that. Blue or black is what they want to see. Also, make sure you keep a copy of your cover letter and your resume for your records. So if they do reach out to you, that you can actually follow, or you can actually answer questions and reflect back on what you had sent them. And then, of course, follow it with a phone call, typically 4 to 5 days after they had received the letter. If you mailed it, if you emailed it, whatever, 4 to 5 days is what we suggest. Now, your layout and design. Be sure to kind of follow the standard cover letter format that we've shown you guys. Don't get too creative. Don't get super crazy with images. Keep it nice and clean. Keep the cover letter to 1 page. They don't want to read a book about you. They want to read a blurb about you. If you have to help you, set your margins at 1.5 inches on the page. Remember to use a simple but easy to read font, 10 to 14 point on size, Times Carrier, Helvetica, Arial, Calibri. Any of those things are ones that work out pretty well. Use boldface or italics or all caps or underlining, but don't overdo it. So use it at titles, maybe at the beginning of a paragraph, that kind of stuff, but just be aware of overdoing that. You don't want it to look like it's like almost graffiti. Almost there, guys, I promise. Next is planning and tone. So tailor each cover letter to the position in which you're sending it to. Do not send a generically written cover letter to everybody. Use industry jargon that's specific to the career field that you are applying for. Identify the employer's keywords and use them. In other words, go back and read the job description and the duties that are involved and try to use the keywords that they use as much as possible. Make sure that all your statements that you make are positive. Check the tone by asking yourself if each sentence leaves a positive or negative impression if you were reading it objectively. Show some originality, but don't be too cute, right? Show that you have a personality, but don't show that you are a character or a caricature at that point. You don't want to be a cartoon. Be sure to use action, verbs, and phrases. If you don't know what those are, we can provide a list of them, or you can Google them. Information is out there freely. You can ask an English teacher. You want to make sure that you do sound determined and confident, but not desperate. Okay. All right. Some other things to consider. We're almost there, I promise you. Your content. Focus on the employer's need for a worker rather than your need for a job. Okay. So focus on focus from what it is that they need from their perspective. Tell about how your skills and your personal qualities match what the employer is looking for, and focus on what you can do for them and how you can contribute or better their organization. All right. Show that you've researched the company and that you know what you are speaking about when you know what they need. Be specific. Avoid general statements. All right. Next, style. Organize context in a reasonable and logical order. So make sure that the information that you explain in a cover letter, especially on a resume, make sure that it does make sense. Use correct grammar. Again, Grammarly, your neighbor, your friend, your sister, your brother, whoever, get them to read it. Keep sentences short. So don't write novels, write sentences. Keep your paragraphs short. Again, don't write a novel, keep it short and concise. Use short words and simple language. In other words, don't go overly complicated. Don't try to make yourself sound like you're some sort of a British scholar that's been through 30 years of schooling. Be aware of what your level is and what your level of education is. Make every word that you do use count. So don't put in a lot of fluff. Punctuate using commas, dashes, and periods. All right. All right. Whew, that's a lot of information, guys. I just want to say to you at this point, good luck in writing your cover letter and your resume. Certainly, if you have any questions, reach out, let us know. We are here to help you. I hope you learned at least one new thing from me today. With that, I'm going to release you back into the wild. Have a great day. Enjoy it. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I'll see you next time. All right. Bye.